Jenna Alexis, known for her solo camping adventures, opened this experience deep in the wilderness of Crownland. It wasn't her first solo bushcraft trip, not even close, but it was one that took a sudden, unsettling turn. The day began with quiet focus. Jenna moved through the landscape with ease, crossing a narrow river over fallen logs and searching for dry, standing deadwood to fuel her fire. She worked methodically, harvesting fatwood, sawing logs, and setting up her tarp shelter with practiced efficiency.
I don't know how I didn't see that when I was walking in, but I'm gonna cut this down. These standing dead trees in your camp are called widowmakers because they can squish you in the middle of the night should they fall or should a gust of wind blow them over. It is a dead tree. I'm not harming any of the living trees around here. So we're gonna be taking that down for safety and for firewood. I cut a notch in my tree facing that way because I want it to fall that way, but it has a bit of a lean that way. So I'm gonna stay on the side. So either way it decides to fall, I'm gonna get out of the way really fast, but I'm hoping I can get it to go in that gap over there. That was sick. Falling trees can obviously be very dangerous, and for that reason I don't like to go against the laws of gravity, but there were some trees on the other side that were alive that I didn't want to hit and have the tree land on, and it worked.
Everything about her setup reflected calm preparedness. Food bag hung high for bear safety, ridgeline pulled taut, gear kept, minimal but functional. It was wilderness, living at its most raw and intentional. But the rhythm was broken early. Near her parking spot, a white SUV pulled in. A man stepped out and approached her, claiming he was looking for something his girlfriend had lost on a previous visit. His story seemed harmless enough, but Jenna's instincts told her otherwise.
Okay, goodbye to the campsite that once almost was. I don't think I left anything. Barely got everything in my bag because I didn't fold everything properly. I'm just trying to get out of here. I have half of my stuff in my food bag. It's gonna be okay. He's not here right now. This is where he pulled out to, and he literally took a look at me and turned around and pulled out. But I know it was the same car. It was like a white SUV with a bag over the back of his window, and he turned around and I saw that same bag. So yeah, I'm fucking out of here. Even if that guy didn't mean any harm and he was just trying to camp here, I don't like when somebody knows where I'm camping when I'm by myself. I want to be hidden and unseen, and I don't want some man to know that I'm alone in the woods.
Instead of leading him to her campsite, she waited in her van, watching. Minutes passed, then more. The man lingered in the woods far longer than made sense. Alarm bells began ringing. She cautiously approached the vehicle, windows tinted dark, a bag obscuring the rear glass. She couldn't see if he was alone, couldn't tell what was inside. Her gut told her to take mental notes. She circled the SUV, memorizing the license plate. Every detail mattered now. Even as she returned to the forest and resumed building her camp, something in her demeanor had shifted.
And I pulled out to the spot that I thought was going to be my spot for the night. And I was getting my backpack, getting ready to leave the car, when this white SUV pulled up and this guy walked out, and he walked up to my campsite, or where my car was parked, and he was like, "Hey, me and my girlfriend were here this morning and I left something. I'm just going to go look for it." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." But I wanted to wait inside the van until he got back out of the woods and left, so that I knew he wasn't still out there and that he wouldn't know where I was going to hike to. So I was waiting in the car for a while, and it started to get suspicious that he was out in the woods for that long. And so I walked up to his car, first of all to get the license plate, but also to see if his girlfriend was actually in there. But the windows were heavily tinted to the point that I couldn't even see in. But I walked up and around the car, so I would assume if the girlfriend was in there, she would have saw me and been "Hey, what's up?" You know what I mean? So I walked around the car. I couldn't see if there was someone inside. I got the license plate and I went back to my car.
Her movements remained steady, but the sense of peace was gone. She was still focused, but now it was on more than just firewood and shelter. She wasn't just watching the trees, she was watching her back. Later, as the evening crept in, that unease sharpened into fear. While walking back to her tarp site, she spotted it again. The same white SUV, the same shape, same darkened window, same bag covering the rear glass.
So the day went fine, the sky was beautiful, the weather was great, I was having a great time out there, got a lot done, and then like 4 p.m. rolls around and I see that same car. I know it was the same car because when I looked at the license plate, I saw his back window was gone and he just had like a garbage bag over it, and I saw a white SUV pull up in the distance, and then I saw it like stop where I'm pretty sure he saw me, and then he turned around and left, and as he was leaving I saw that like garbage bag on the back. I was very uneasy, like why did I see that man twice? Why did I never see his girlfriend that he mentioned? Why was he driving around a bunch of different campsites all day? I also don't like the vibe I got from him in the first place, and I just needed to get out of here. But that does really bother me because it sucks that I can't just come out here and have a good time. Like I have to be worried about some creepy man wandering around at night. I like being a girl. Don't get me wrong, I love being a woman, I love femininity, but there are times in life I wish I was a man so that I didn't have to feel this type of way. Like, I already get nervous and kind of scared every time I come out and camp alone, but I usually just work through it because usually it's all in my head. Usually I just have to be strong and be brave and like work through that.
This time it didn't stop for long. It paused long enough to be noticed, then turned around and drove off. No one spoke, no one approached, but the message was loud and clear. Whether it was a coincidence or something more sinister, Jenna didn't wait to find out. Her plans changed in an instant. She tore down camp, not worrying about neat packing or finishing the night. This trip was over. Her priority now was safety. She threw her gear into the van, heart racing, adrenaline high, and got out of there fast. As she drove away through the darkening woods, one thought echoed louder than anything else. When you're alone out here, especially as a woman, your instincts aren't just important, they're everything. This is Josh, the well-known adventurer behind Camping with Josh, a channel loved for its scenic hikes, peaceful solo camps, and quiet nights under the stars. But this time, something was different. What began as another tranquil overnight trip slowly unraveled into one of the most unsettling experiences he's ever had in the wild. It's September 5th, 2024. Josh is deep inside one of England's oldest forests. The sky hangs low with mist. Rain drizzles softly through the ancient trees. He's searching for the perfect place to camp, energized, excited, and completely unaware that this trip would take a dark turn.
Yeah, which has got a nice view of this open green park that's got a nice log to sit on and some nice mushrooms, fungi. It's quite nice around here, nice and light. It feels like it would be quite a nice light spot in the evening. Pretty good option actually. It's really wet. It's really wet. I'm gonna have to just string my tarp up, don't think too much about it, and get a fire on and really get some wood because a lot of this is saturated. It's been raining for the last few days.
After hours of hiking, he finally finds a clearing and begins setting up his tarp. But almost immediately, something feels off. It starts small, a sudden chill, a strange stillness between the raindrops. He shakes it off, focusing on the usual routine, pitching camp, gathering firewood, settling in before nightfall. But as he crouches near his growing pile of wood, something rustles beyond the trees. It's not the wind, not the rain. It's too deliberate. Josh stands, alert but steady, and steps away from camp to investigate.
I'm just literally sat over there trimming the wood down, cutting it down how I like it. And I can just hear some mad movement going on in those bushes over there. I can't tell if it's like the rainfall just making quite a commotion, or there may be rabbits or deers maybe walking through, or any dog walkers or whatever, I don't know. Bit spooky.
He scans the woods, listens. Nothing, just fog and the soft drip of rain. Convincing himself it's his imagination, he returns to camp. Still, something's changed. The forest doesn't feel empty anymore, it feels aware. And then come the footsteps. Heavy, slow, and intentional. Not his, not imagined. They echo faintly through the trees, measured and patient, as if something or someone is walking with purpose. Josh grabs his flashlight and heads out again, this time with a gnawing unease. The excitement is gone, and in its place, dread.
I'm finding it really difficult. Do you know what I mean? You heard that. And it's really quiet. There should be birds singing. There was birds singing, and I've just noticed they've just stopped singing. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they be singing? I'm finding it really difficult to focus. Lovely little spot. Lovely food to be cooked. A night under the stars.
He finds no tracks, no figures, no answers, but then even the birds fall silent. And that silence says everything. It presses against him like a weight, a warning. He tells himself not to panic, but something primal inside him knows better. This isn't just paranoia. The tension isn't fading, it's building. Whatever's out there isn't leaving. And for the first time, Josh doesn't feel alone. He feels hunted.
Camera was off. I heard some really heavy movements in the bushes, and I'm pretty sure I saw something in the bushes as well. As I was standing still, there was this movement there. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to leave my tarp here in the woods. My bag is already packed. I'm just going to grab what I can grab and come back here in the morning, and maybe just do a bit more talking with you there. So I think it's important to be real with you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna pack up. I guess I could take this tarp away, but I just don't really want to.
As dust sets in and his nerves wear thin, he makes the call. No more waiting, no more wondering. He packs quickly, scanning the treeine, breath shallow. He even calls out, hoping for a voice, a hiker, anything. But the forest answers with silence. And that silence is all he needs.
Hello? I apologise, it's not really the vibe
Josh throws on his pack and walks fast, steady, no looking back. When he finally steps out of the woods, the rain still falls. The fog still lingers. But something's shifted. He's safe, but far from calm. He may never know what was out there that night, whether it was a person, an animal, or something else entirely. But he trusted his gut, and that instinct may have been what saved him. Because in the deep wild, where help is far and shadows move freely, survival often comes down to one thing: how quickly you choose to leave. Not every danger comes from the forest itself. Sometimes it's not the wilderness that haunts you. It's what might be hiding inside it. This is Claw, a nature-loving solo camper and single mom whose channel is known for peaceful hikes, scenic views, and calm nights under the stars. Her videos usually radiate a relaxing, down-to-earth vibe. But this time, things took a darker turn. For Halloween, Claw decided to push her comfort zone by camping near a mysterious old church, a place shrouded in disturbing legends. Whispers of satanic rituals, eerie sightings, and even a nearby murder have haunted the area for decades. Already off to a chilling start, the church itself is sealed off, locked down tight with alarms and security cameras due to its troubled history. So Claw pitched her bivvy in the surrounding woods, not far from the crumbling ruins, hoping for a quiet night despite the setting.
Something a bit different today, so I'm going to be camping at a creepy church with a history of satanic ritual, witchcraft. So yeah, this is Wild Bear coming to you from Clophill. I feel like I won't be disturbed. Yeah, I like this little bit of woods. I don't think I'll be disturbed here. I'm going to do a bivvy today, so really stealth. I've not got another shelter if it rains, just a bivvy, so I think it's going to be a nice night actually. Just got to wait around.
As the sun dipped below the horizon, she passed the time reading up on the area's unsettling past. Bones discovered near graves, shadowy figures seen among the trees, and rumors that refused to fade. The deeper she went into the stories, the heavier the air seemed to feel around her. She explored a bit, grabbed something to eat, and eventually tried to settle in. That's when everything changed.
Apart from some odd noises, I can't report of anything so far. While we're on the subject of weird stuff, there is a controversial video of what is claimed to be a ghost in St Mary's Church, taken in 2016, and it shows a black hooded figure walking past the door of the church. So if you Google Clophill Church monk ghost, I'm sure that will come up. And it's a really creepy video actually, but you know, that could quite easily have been staged. So, but for you guys that like the ghost stuff, have a look at that. So that's quite fun. I've lost my bed. How have I lost my bed? Getting into a bivvy bag is always such a graceful thing. It's so funky. There's the moon. It's so pretty. Good night, wild ones. See you in the morning. You see the red eyes over there? I'm just going to assume they were deer eyes. Freaky. Really freaky.
Strange noises began to echo through the woods. Low, distant sounds that didn't quite belong. Then, out of nowhere, Claw caught a glimpse of something watching her from the treeine, glowing red eyes staring directly at her. She tried to stay calm, tried to explain it away. Maybe it was just a deer reflecting her red headlamp. Maybe. But even she didn't sound entirely convinced.
The eyes look red. And if I had the white light on, they would have just been white. Because they're just deer eyes.
There was something about those eyes. Something that didn't feel right. Not curious, not animal-like, just wrong. Whatever it was It gave off a presence that clung to the night air, refusing to fade. Whether it was an animal, a trick of the light, or something else entirely, Claw couldn't shake the feeling. Those glowing eyes stayed with her long after she looked away. The Hogat Project is a channel dedicated to capturing the unseen. Jake Travis takes viewers along on his wild camping adventures and explorations of forgotten places, often after dark, searching for proof that our world isn't as empty as it seems. In this video, Jake and his brother Spike set up camp near the edge of an abandoned coal mining town, a place long left behind by both industry and time. But tonight, they're not here just for a peaceful evening in the woods. After a few quiet hours by the fire, sharing stories and soaking in the calm of nature, Jake and Spike feel the energy shift. The comfort of the campfire starts to feel too still. With their gear packed and flashlights in hand, they leave behind the warmth and step into the cold darkness. Their destination is the ruins of the abandoned coal mining town, hidden deep in the forest and forgotten by time. It's not their first visit to these woods. They've camped nearby before, but this time, they're not just exploring. They want to stir something up, to see if the whispered tales about this place hold any truth. They begin their late-night trek under a dense canopy of trees. The world around them dims and quiets, broken only by the steady crunch of boots on leaf-covered ground. Each step feels like a step further away from safety and certainty. The air grows thick and strange, carrying a scent that doesn't belong. Earthy, heavy, with a sharp edge that clings at the back of the throat, impossible to ignore. It's as if something passed through recently.
Yeah.
I think your light's getting dimmer.
Well, we'll just have to stop if it goes out completely.
Get away from your sun up.
The atmosphere shifts subtly but unmistakably. That damp, sharp scent lingers a moment too long, out of place in the quiet woods. Jake and Spike both feel it, the unmistakable presence of something watching just beyond sight. The stillness closes in, a silent tension coiling in their chests like smoke without flame. Driven by equal parts curiosity and unease, they decide to reach out.
Really nasty.
Like a swamp smell?
The smell would have came from up here.
It's like cabbage. Is there anybody by the water? Is there a Bigfoot here? If there is a Sasquatch, let it be known.
Casting a question into the darkness, hoping for a sign, any sign. Then, Just as the moment seems to settle, a sudden thump breaks the silence. Low, deliberate, not random, not an echo. It's close, close enough to freeze their breath and pull their attention. The temperature seems to drop, not just the cold of the night, but a deeper chill that rises from instinct, the kind that warns you something is wrong. The dark feels too quiet, yet too full at the same time. That response is enough. The curiosity that brought Jake and Spike here is replaced by a quiet understanding.
Who goes there? Where are you from? What year is it? What is your job? Which part?
Rock thump.
A rock thump?
Yeah.
What is your job?
Whatever lingers in this place doesn't want to be found, and it certainly doesn't want company. They feel like unwelcome guests who've overstayed their welcome. With adrenaline pumping and every instinct screaming to leave, they pack up and head back through the darkness, hearts pounding. Back at camp, the firelight offers only fleeting comfort. The night has left its mark. They sit in silence, trying to make sense of what they heard, what might have been watching from the shadows. So, what did they capture on camera that night? Jake and Spike weren't sure what to call it, but they agreed on one thing. Whatever it wasn't natural and it wasn't alone.